Okay, let's go. We have a video for a new set called the Hane. It is a set released from Topping. It's $129. It's a single dynamic driver and it has 4 dip switches on it. It is a DLC type diaphragm. Comment below this video if you're a subscriber. Thank you for your support, by the way. I'm qualified to get this set because it's $129. It's going to go to somebody else. The 2 EW300s were sent out today, as well as the KE4 that went out today. So the people that won that and was announced on the unboxing channel, you got tracking right now, so thank you for your patience. And I'm pretty much caught up. I got a couple more to send out. The sets that I'll be comparing, not just at the beginning right here. This is that set, the Hane with down, up, down, down configuration, and the Olina SE and the Chopin. And you'll notice that they're very, very, very similar when it comes to the ear gain and that plateau, which is really second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth order harmonics, which is a lot of the energy that you might find to be a little bit too much or not enough. All 3 of these sets lined up at 500 hertz are stunningly similar, and the accuracy of rigs after 10K is questionable. So these are much more similar than I imagined before I put them up. I put them up because a lot of people who watch this channel, just black and white, bought my collaboration, and a lot of people that watch my channel watch Giz's channel or follow Timmy, and they bought the Chopin. I think the Chopin is the best collab that Timmy has done to date by a mile. I think that that is an excellent set. It doesn't sound like it's got balanced armatures. The bass is, let me go ahead and put up a quick spider graph with these 3 together. I think that the bass goes to Chopin. That little tuck that it's got right there gives the sensation of the bass being slightly separated, not really detached like a subwoofer, but it's more there when I need it. So the bass will go to the Chopin. The mids I would give to my own collab bias, calculate all of that. Treble, I think it's a wash. These are all very similar. The resolution I would say would be my own. I think the stage, that's an error, it should be gray. They're all very similar there. It's not enough to really say anything. I think the tonality goes to the Chopin as well, because I just like the way that that is. I just like the tuning, actually. I think the value is where the set that we're going to review today really steps out, because it's $129. The Olina is about the same, but that's a played out set. It's been around. People got it. If they like it, they got it. And if they don't, they moved along. So that's just a reference point for you, because, again, if you're watching my channel, you probably know the Olina SE and you know the Chopin. So I'll take that down. I'll also take out my collaboration and also take out the Chopin, and I will put up my target's not up there anymore. Okay, we'll just look at that then. This is the configuration that I am giving my opinion on, and it is the down, up, down, down switch configuration, just to confirm that that's actually what I'm listening to. So $129, single dynamic driver. It's got dip switches, which means you can change the tuning of the single dynamic driver. Single dynamic drivers can do fine. They've sometimes seemingly got a little bit of limitation. When you put up the bass, you seem to degrade the quality of the mids. That's something that definitely happens with this set. I like this tuning, but I think that it's more clean and clear if you've got less bass in a couple of the other configurations. So as you scale the bass up, you do seem to take away from the overall quality of the replay. Now let's talk about music. Big Boy Kill Jill, the triple drops, the lowest being at 38 hertz. In this configuration, I think it does it fine. I thought the Chopin did it better, but I think this does good. Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Wu-Tang, it will do that fine. It's not a bass head set by any means, but it's not going to seem like it's completely anemic. It's good enough for most folks, but it's not bass head. 4 and 5 string bass guitar, it does better in some other tuning configurations with the dip switches, but when I listened to it, I thought it sounded good. The 4 strings, the pulls, the plucks, the release, the ringing on the string, I think it all sounded good. I didn't have any real problem with it. Let me go ahead and get this and put this, that's not it, and we'll go right there. Sounded good. It's not the cleanest of the replays. I did compare it with the Origin, and the Origin, which I wasn't quite a fan of at the time, that really is a good driver, and you can hear it. Also, Simgot, the A1000, listening to that, you can hear the drivers. It's not the amplitude scale. It's the quality of the drivers. Bonham's kick drum, the emphatic kick drum from the 4th album. The track's called "When the Levee Breaks." Boom, shh, boom, boom, boom. Shh. It does sound like a produced emphatic kick drum in the configuration that I listened to. It sounds good. Getting into vocals, which is mids for me. Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, and Blondie. It sounds good. I think in the more tame settings for the dip switches with less bass, it sounds probably a little more natural. It's a little bit warm, particularly for female vocals in the configuration that I overall enjoy most because it's more musical, but vocals sound good. The female vocals are definitely a little bit better in the more tamed bass profiles for this, but all things considered, I'd prefer to go with the tuning that I'm evaluating right now, which again is down, up, down, down. Just a word about dip switches. In my own personal use, and in most people that I engage with in comments or I see, people tend to find the one they like and they never touch it again. So the flexibility is great to be able to adjust it without using EQ, but as far as like this is I'm going to change it and listen to classical music, most people don't actually do that. So I guess it's good because you have a chance to find something that matches you, but just the little dips thing that comes with it, which is like a phone tool for the SIM cards, I don't really get into that. But that goes for really everything outside of the removable filters, like on the Grand Maestro or other sets like that, 64 audio modules. I do play with those a little bit easier just because they're easier to use and they're less likely to get completely lost, and I don't have to hold a pin in my hand. Now getting back to the vocals, I think that they sound good on this set. Compete with their peers, $129. There's a lot of stuff in the $50 range that's doing really good, so it's kind of a tough sell in some ways. As we get into harmonics and overtones, we're talking about cymbals, rides and crashes, guitars, electric and acoustic, with or without distortion pedals, keyboards, pianos. Keyboards and pianos, when I think of keyboards, I'm thinking of ELO because there's all kinds of energy going on. Vocals is all over. Everything. That's just a very loud replay. Though it's not a loudness wars victim. It's just the way that they record it and the instruments that they use. I thought it sounded good on this. It didn't sound overly intense. So that sounded fine. Let's go ahead and rank it. Is it a dumpster fire? No, absolutely not. I hope it was free. For somebody that comments below this video, it will be. Coping is working. No, dip switches, adjustment, but no coping. Competes with its peers. $129. It does because of the flexibility. It's got a good driver in it. The flexibility of the multiple tunings. You got 4 dip switches. You got like 4 plus type of tunings. That's something that like the O2 and the Olina don't have. So if you think I wish it was a little more bassy, you can actually adjust it with the dip switches. I'm going to say competes with its peers, and I'll leave it right there. This is a topping release, I believe, which is my source right there, my amp DAC, which I love the company. Looking forward to stuff that they release in the future. Check out other videos. Remember, library is everything. Music is the context. People have different takes on things because of their library and nothing else. Nothing else really that could be. I've talked to people with different libraries and it's come down to really that's it. We agree on resolution between A and B sets, lacking in this and that. It comes down to your library. It's such a huge factor. It's the context. It's like graphics cards. When you're talking about full settings and going for it, what's the game? Is there ripping and tearing? You need to know the game so people can kind of simulate that or know what you're talking about. So music is extremely important. I'm rambling now. I'll let you guys go. So that's the ArpegEar. I think that's what it's called, Hane. And it's a good set. It's got some stiff competition. Keep your eyes out for other reviews. Shout out to Shenzhen for sending it. I'll be linking to Linsole down below. So that will be in the comment section, or I'm sorry, in the description. And I am now actually out.